Alright, good morning everybody. Tuesday morning. I was going to shoot yesterday, brought the cameras out, but it was rainy and miserable, and I had a couple of microphone malfunctions and glitches and brain farts and everything else, so I decided to scrap yesterday and do it today. Today's going to be a much nicer day, partly sunny, partly cloudy, albeit cold. It's going to feel more like February 8th than April 8th, but for now we're going to make this quick because I'm going to wash the truck. I hadn't had a bath since I got in it, and we got a couple of nice days coming up, so we're going to wash the truck this morning before we roll out and do our work, and I'll tell you our itinerary later. Alright, so we're on the move. Our itinerary today is 2 loads from the Red Barn down to Fogelsville, and then we've got to grab one of our van shuttles and take that up to Hazelton and drop it and pick up an empty and bring it back down to Fogelsville, and then that will be our day. No extra tanker loads after that. We'll have to drop the van and hook back up to our tanker and bring it back up here, but we won't be doing any extra tanker loads. So a relatively short day if things go well down at the plant. If there's any delays down there, it'll make the day longer, of course. So we will see. Now, if this guy, well, I can make the turn. Plenty of room to make the turn. There's the neighbor guy up the road here. A nice guy. If he's sitting out on the porch and he'll wave to us, and now he was in his car, he just waved to me as I was making the turn, and now I got somebody behind me, but we are required to go only 15 miles an hour on this road. So I'm sure the guy behind me right now is not going to be a very happy dude, because unless he lives in the general area of the well, he's not going to know that the trucks... The speed limit on this road is 25, but the local residents want us to do 15. So we do 15 to keep them happy. They don't complain, we don't get in trouble, everything is good, and everybody's happy. So, except for the guy behind me right now. He's probably cursing up a blue streak if he doesn't understand our speed limits. So, but I was starting to say that hopefully the plant is running good. If it is, then we will have a relatively short day today. If it isn't, then we're gonna have a longer day. We may have to sit down there. I heard it was one at a time, so if there are a few trucks in there, I'm gonna have to wait my turn to unload instead of unloading right away as soon as I get there. But we'll see at that point. Right now, I just want to see if we can get a wide open well and be able to load right away here, or are we going to have to wait on one of the day shift drivers who is up here loading? We shall see. I know one of them came back because I was talking to him back at the shop when I was washing his truck. But we've actually got a somewhat nice day today, although it looks like the clouds are starting to increase. When I left for work, it was more blue skies than it was clouds, just a few puffy cotton balls around, but now it looks like it's going to soon be mostly cloudy, which is something we just can't shake, is clouds. So let's see what we got. Anybody here? Anybody here? Nope, nobody here. Just our owner-operator, and he didn't come out for his shift yet, so... Oh, that's who was behind me, our owner-operator. Well, at least he knew why I was going so slow. There he is, he's just reporting to work now. That's kind of funny. Oh, man. So, alright, we get ourselves back on here and get loaded, because he's gonna load his truck up and pre-trip and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so we're here loading. It's kind of chilly out and it's stupid windy. We wait for 35-mile-an-hour winds from time to time, gusty, northwest winds. So, not the most pleasant of days. Alright, so we just dropped off the Blue Mountain here after loading that first one, and I started doing my talking head segment there by the truck. the owner-operator that was pre-tripping and getting himself ready come around the barn, so I had to quick duck the camera. I mean, he's pretty cool. He probably would have laughed about it and maybe even asked me about the videos and stuff, but just not ready to take the chance just yet, so I had to quick kind of swing it down, so I didn't get to finish my segment. So at any rate, so we sat and BS'd in the echo chamber office, and then I finished up, buttoned everything up, left, and he shot in there right behind me to load his load up. So he's a good guy. He's not one of those guys that get all worked up because he has to wait for somebody to load. So it's all good. But yeah, this is our first kind of nice day in a while as far as sky conditions go. It's just the temperature is not nice at all. It is 12:30 p.m. and it is only 39 degrees out, and it's windy, so not really a fun day. And that's not the best place in the world to, I don't know if he's broke down there, if he's waiting to make a delivery, but you don't see him till you top the hill. Not a good place to sit. If he's broke down, he has no choice, but if he's waiting to make a delivery somewhere, then could have found a better place to wait until they were ready for him. So despite the cold weather, I don't know if you can see it in these trees, some of these maple trees are starting to get their green flowers, get ready to leaf out. So spring will finally get here. It's starting to look like it in some places, but it just weather-wise, it just hasn't been that nice. We had a couple days that pushed 80 degrees, but other than that, we've only been in the 50s, and a lot of the rainy days have only been in the 40s and cold and raw, and then now we got this windy, cold day today, so it hasn't been the most pleasant of springs up until this point, so hopefully soon it'll change. I'm ready for the warm weather to stay. A warm day here and there is better than no warm days, but I'd like to string together about 4, 5, 6 of them before you get a change in the weather. So, all right, well, there is nobody here. We got our pick. That means it's good today. Whatever the one at a time stuff was doesn't seem to be applicable right now, at least not until I start my pump. That may change, I don't know. But nobody is here and the lights are on, so we will be able to roll right away. What we gotta do is flip around here and back on the pad. And we'll take pump number 2. Found out why we're down one pump. They're renovating that bathroom, so those guys need a place to park their work trucks. When they're carrying supplies and stuff, they don't have to carry them a million miles. They're right there, so they shut down that pump for now so that those guys can use that spot to park their equipment. Alright, so we're here unloading the first one. Like I showed you, nobody was here on the pad, right on, and got started right away. But I gotta call the shop. I have no fuel gauge with that wonky digital dashboard. Actually, a nice digital dashboard, but doesn't have an analog fuel gauge. The fuel gauge is on that digital section, and it shows that there's no data. Now, I don't know if I knocked the sensor off when I was washing the truck or if there's something else going on, but I gotta call the shop and see what's going on with that. So, all right, we'll talk to you later. Yep, I found the problem. Right there, that little wire, when I washed this truck and I was brushing the fuel tanks, I unplugged that wire with the brush, so it wasn't reading the fuel levels. Figured that out, plugged it back in, and now fuel gauge is slowly rising. Simple fix. Alright, talk to you later. So first one is delivered. And we're heading back up for the second one, 1:32 p.m. So that was nice being able to get in there and unload right away. Like I said, it doesn't bother me when I have to wait, but it is a lot nicer when you can unload as soon as you get there. So there's that. But we're coming down this hill here, and we call it the KOA Hill. I don't know if that's its official name, but we call it the KOA Hill because down here at the bottom, if you go to the left, it takes you to the KOA campground. You see the big yellow sign up here. But I wanted to record this segment because it's kind of picturesque through here, and since there's no leaves on the trees yet, you can see some of the houses that are back in the woods. Like those two there, some nice homes and barns, and that's an old stone farmhouse back in there, hiding in the woods. You won't see that in the summertime, but you can kind of see it now. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but obviously with the eye as you're driving, you can see it. And then up further here by Hoffman's Garage, there's a couple of houses up in the woods there too, and I haven't yet figured out, I gotta look at Google Maps as to how you get to those houses. I don't know if people even live in them anymore, but they're pretty cool sitting back there in the woods like they do. Place I wouldn't mind living, but like I said, I don't know if anybody lives in them or if they're vacant or abandoned or what the story is, but you might be able to see them yet. Leaves are starting to, the trees are starting to bud, but you can kind of see them back in here just as we start going around this bend off to the right there. There's two houses up in there, and I don't know how you get to them. The one right behind the garage, I don't know if the camera picked that up, but I don't know how you get to them. There's no road from 100 to get to them. There must be maybe up here at this side road here before we cross the bridge. Maybe you go up that way and then there's another side road that'll take you to it. But they're pretty cool. I like homes that are tucked in the woods like that. Look at these two. They're getting themselves a drink from the water that we overflow when we're filling. They're still around. I remember showing them to you last summer and fall. They're still around. All right, so while we're sitting here waiting for this to unload, we're gonna have our tasty cake pie snack here inside the building. It's warmer in here than it is out there with that wind blowing. That's just kind of on the rough side. I even wore long john bottoms today. It's that cold out, so not April feeling weather, but anyway, 2,500 gallon in, so we're just a little less than halfway loaded, but I'm gonna finish eating my snack here and head on back down there and unload this one and swap it over for the van and get our paperwork for that and head on up to Hazel's. Oh, we gotta stop and get fuel on the way up there. I fueled it Friday night. Nobody did use it over the weekend, so I have a gallon trip under my belt, so I can't finish out the day today. I had got to fuel before I do my last run. Just to illustrate how windy it actually is today, the first time I was sitting there, I finished my snack up and I was just sitting there watching the meter and waiting for this thing to load up. And it's the first time I ever heard the barn squawk and rattle and squeak and everything else sitting in that room. Big gust had come up just as I was getting ready to get done, and I'd never heard that before. Here comes our owner-operator again. And that was one heck of a gust. Then we had another one when I unhooked, and the residual water that was in the hose that usually dumps out sprayed back and got me all wet. It's just crazy windy today. Some of the worst, I think, of the winter, and we've had some windy days this past winter, and this one kind of takes the cake. It's pretty nasty. Boy, the turning radius on this tractor. Amazing for a new tractor how bad the turning radius is on this thing. All right, real easy peasy. Got that load of water off, dropped the tanker, hooked up to this thing, and now we're getting out of Dodge, head up to Hazleton. Like I said, when I was pulling out of that stall, the turning radius of this truck leaves a lot to be desired. It is a beautiful truck and it drives nice, but man, the turning radius just kind of sucks. And I had to actually back up a little bit to get out of that slot. It is what it is. We learned to deal with it. It's part of trucking. Some trucks turn real nice and some don't. I don't know if I get the mechanics to adjust the stops a little bit to give me just a little bit more. But chances are they ain't going to want to do it anyway. There's a lot more important work to do than adjusting the stops on my steering. So I'll just have to live with it for a while. And it ain't a big deal. It's just, like I said, it's just you got to back up sometimes. You can't do everything in one swoop. So, well, we're rolling. It's 3:40 p.m., so we're in good shape. Ahead of yesterday's schedule, and I don't have the extra load of water that I had yesterday after the van moves. So once I'm done with the van and I come down here and drop it and hook up to my tank, I'll be done for the night and head on home. Don't know if coming out this way is a mistake or not, but I just didn't want to go the other way. I just felt like going this way. Oh, this guy's going to need some room. We better slow down for him. There we go. So we're following Werner out of here now. I don't think I'm going to get this green light, but hopefully somebody's making a left turn in that lane. It'll give me the arrow to continue on. I don't know, are those school buses making the turn? Yes, they are. So I should get the arrow. I did get the arrow. Very good, very good, very good. I can keep right on a rolling. Very good. So onward and upward, 3:40 p.m. here. Probably get up there close to 5 o'clock, especially with the weight pulling hills. So an hour and 20 minutes to get from here to Hazleton, give or take. We'll see how good of an estimator I am. Talk to you when we get up there, or maybe in between, depending on what I see along the way. All right, time to get some fuel. Now let's see if these people know our trucks with a van trailer. We usually come in here with tankers. So let's see if I get them to turn the pump on without going inside, or if we're gonna have to go inside and get them to turn it on. All right, all topped off now. The fun part, getting out of here. Look at all these cars. But it's gonna be our turn now. Look at this guy's gonna try and go ahead of me. Oh, he was gonna, and he saw me in his mirror. But they knew who I was. They turned the pump on for me. I didn't have to go inside. See, if they don't know who you are, you got to go inside, get them to turn the pump on, or use your card at the pump. But if I use my card at the pump, I'm limited to $175 worth of fuel. So if I can fuel at the pump and pay inside, I can fill up completely. So that's the way I prefer to go, which is why I fuel up on Friday nights for the weekend. Usually I fuel up pre-shift, but on Friday nights I like to fuel up post-shift. Top it off for anybody that might use this over the weekend. We have been assigned to door 116, and we're gonna back in here in a second. We got the doors open already. We're not set up yet, and we just pulled up to the door, opened the doors up. Now we're gonna back her in, and then we gotta slide the tandems before we drop it. I'm gonna make lots of noise because I gotta open the door to see past the stack. I gotta pull forward just a little bit, just a little bit, just a slight bit off. So we're all dropped and swapped. Put that loading door 116, bobtailed around back here, and found our empty, hooked up to it, pre-tripped it, slid the tandem, closed the doors, so we're just ready to go. We're just going to take ourselves a little 5-minute break here before we go. More so than it's down out of town. Holy moly. Again, Hazleton is one of the colder and snowier spots in eastern Pennsylvania. Probably the only place snowier is Mount Pocono, so it's a cold climate up here. It's altogether different from even where I live and way different from Allentown. But anyway, we're all hooked up. We're going to roll in a few minutes. Talk to you on the way back down there. So we took our little break and we're rolling. We got this light green here. They got 2 lights for this intersection. One behind these railroad tracks so that no cars get hit by a train if it's coming. But so we got both of them green here. Sometimes you get one green and the other one flips on you. But so we're on 924 here. Is the Can-Do Expressway in the Humboldt Industrial Park. Let's take us back out to 81 southbound, go back down through Tamaqua, down to Allentown, drop the van, hook up to the tank, and then that's our night. Just take the empty tank back up to the yard and then close everything out and go home. So once again, everything so far has worked very well. Ever since the mechanics lowered that fender, dropping and hooking has been real easy peasy. And that first day though, that fender was up too high, and the handle, found out the handle isn't bent from somebody hitting anything. It's designed that way. When you look at the welds, it was welded with that kind of angle in it. I guess maybe for ergonomics, that when, if you didn't use a puller and you reached in there with your hand, it was kind of like in the right position for you to comfortably pull on the handle. I don't know, but whatever. With the fender up higher than it should have been, it made for a difficult disconnect. So I got the mechanics to drop that fender, and everything been nice and easy ever since. I should have the camera on getting on the interstate because I wanted to tell you about this 424 exit, Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce Beltway, which is a mouthful to say, but that's the name of the road. It used to go east from the freeway over through Hazleton, but it stopped here at this bridge and this get-on ramp or get-off ramp. It used to stop, but now off to the right there, they extended the road into the industrial park. So before that road was completed, 924 used to be a disaster at shift change time. You'd sit for a half an hour from where we dropped and swapped all the way out to the interstate. It was ridiculous, especially when it was getting close to the holidays. They had big Amazon DC in there that would dump out at like 3:30 in the afternoon, and it was just an epic disaster with the traffic. It was like trying to get out of a Major League Baseball game. So building that extra road into the industrial park really helped things out. It took a lot of traffic off 924, kind of evened things out, and now it's not that difficult to get in or out of wherever you need to go up there. And I don't know how many people are familiar with the Hazleton area, but it used to be bad. All right, oh, going past Northwestern Lehigh High School again. I thought we were going to have a nice sunset coming up this way tonight, but all of the clouds that were around for the day have vanished. Seeing how it was partly cloudy with those puffy clouds, I thought that right around this time they'd all be lit up orange and like blue, and I thought it'd be a real cool sunset, but I don't know what happened. There's a couple of them around out there, but they're in the distance. Most of them burned off or just evaporated, so we got a setting sun there on the Blue Mountain, but no clouds to give any interest to it. So, but anyway, we got the tank hooked back up and we're heading up, and like I said, we did not have another water load after the van shuttle, so we will be done for the night and get done before dark, as it would be. It's 7:26 p.m. till we get back to the yard and button everything up. It'll be about 8 o'clock. It'll be almost dark, but not quite fully there yet. So, all right, so we're parked for the night. We're done. 7:45 p.m. we got back before it got completely dark out. And got the paperwork all completed, and all we got to do is go do a quick walk around and check the lights, thump the tires, and make sure everything's good to go for tomorrow. Because if I find something tonight, I can call the mechanics first thing tomorrow morning when they get in, and maybe they can fix it if it's a minor problem before I ever come in to start my shift. So, a good day today. Everything went the way it was supposed to go, and it's always a good thing. So anyway, we will talk to you in the next one. Not sure what day it's going to be. Whenever we do the most interesting thing, I guess. All right, later.